Hi, welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to share with you how to cross stitch. In case you've never done it before, it's super fun, really easy, and a great little project to do with kids. I used to cross stitch a ton when I was a teenager, and cross stitch was big back then. It was like the 80s. Um, and in our shop we carried all the stuff, right? And then cross stitch kind of lost its mojo for a while, and now it's back, and it's awesome. We have all these great young artists creating these amazing kits, and a lot of our cross stitch kits are made by small women-owned businesses, which is really cool. I love supporting young female artists. Anyway, any artists out there, right? So let's just dive right in. So this is from the Stranded Stitch, which is a cute little company. They make some great ones. Comes with absolutely everything you need but scissors. All right, so cute little box that comes in. And then we have our needle, we have our thread, which is nicely organized with the numbers that correspond with your color chart. And then we have our cloth that we stitch on, which I'm gonna see if you can see on here, but cross stitch cloth has little squares, and that's where you're making your X's on. Now, what's great, she gives you two different charts here, which is great. One that's colored. And you know, a lot of this is really your preference. They're exact same charts. One's colored, one's in symbol form, and they all coordinate with the threads. So this is how you know where to do your stitches. Then you have this great little hoop that you're going to put your embroidery in the long run. And this, of course, is bigger than that, so it will fit in the hoop, I promise. And then she has some great instructions, simple instructions on how to cross stitch. It's great. She has great instructions. So, and it's really this simple. All right. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna move that over there. I personally am a color person, so I'm gonna use the color chart. The first thing that you're gonna do is that you have to find the center of your cloth to know, and then in your color chart, if you'll notice, there's a star right here. That is the center of your design. So what you want to do is find your center, and then you either count out and start wherever, or start right from the center. So to find your center, what I do and what Stranded Stitch suggests is you fold your fabric in quarters, pressing it down. The lines will go away. And that spot is your middle. I put a little pencil mark in where I'm gonna pick as my middle. It's like a little tiny bit over from the exact, but it's almost perfect, right? Then we're gonna loosen up our hoop here and take it apart. This guy goes on the bottom, and it might be hard, I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but you can kind of center it. You can kind of see the hoop underneath here. And if anything, you can feel the hoop. So you can make sure that that little dot is in the center. I'm gonna put this over the top. Let's see if I loosened it up enough. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna squish it all down so it's flush with the hoop on the back. And make sure it's tight and everything. And then you're gonna tighten this up. All right, so we have our hoop ready. I like to squish it down just a little bit. And so it's nice and taut in there, right? Okay, so we have our hoop. Now, embroidery floss comes with, it has 6 strands. All right, 6 strands of thread. Now, stranded stitch suggests that you do 2. So you're going to take and you're going to pull. I have to take my glasses off because I see better up close without them. All right, so you're going to take 2 and you're going to separate them. And because these are, you know, already cut at a predetermined length, it's very helpful because if you get it too long, it gets really knotted up. All right, so we separated it. I'm going to put these 4 aside because I'll use them next. Now you have 2 strands. There we go. Get our needle out. I like how it says, by the way, it's sharp. And don't lose your needle. There's great little things called needle minders, which are magnetic, and a lot of times they're really cute decorative pins, and you put one side on top and one underneath, and it's a magnet, and then you just sit your needle on it. So that's a great thing, little extra tool. All right, I'm gonna thread this. Give me a second. As it does take me a little second. Luckily, the eye is pretty big. Make sure you get both of them through there. Now you're gonna have a longer tail and a shorter tail when you do this. And when you start with the cross stitch, what I'm gonna do is I am going to come from the back and I'm gonna come up in one of the holes of the X. Now what I want to remind everybody here really quick is that I am left-handed. So FYI, this will be opposite if you are right-handed. If you're left-handed, you're going to be super excited. When I look at the, I'm going to pull that out for a second because what I want you to notice is like this is the center, and when you look at the chart, I'll pull the chart up. The center is right here, but there really are 5 of this color going across there. So instead of starting in the center, I'm going to start on this one. Okay, so if this part of the hoop is the top of my hoop, I'm going to turn my design around this way. And I know I'm going to go to the right 1 square from the center. All right, so I had it up right by the center. So now I'm going to go 1 square from the center right there. Okay. So that was my cat jumping up on the chair. Sorry for the weird noise. He kind of almost missed. So I'm going to pull this back here and you're going to leave, they say about a 1/2 inch. I like to give myself a little generous amount because I get excited when I'm stitching, sometimes pull. And what is going to happen with this guy is we're going to, when we make our stitches, we're going to secure this thread in by how we do our stitches. Okay? And so that's how you start a new thread. And when you end a thread, you will make sure that you have enough string left that you will take your needle when you're at the end and you'll run it through the back of your stitches. So if that makes sense, okay? So I'm gonna come back over here. So I need to make sure, yep, it's going the right way because I am actually gonna be traveling my stitches from this way to this way, right? Because that's what my pattern tells me. So when you're doing multiple stitches in a row, you literally are just gonna make an X. So I'm gonna go down. And I'm gonna look on the back. Oh, see, look what happened. Now, I know I am on, my thread's coming out on the top here, and this is my loose thread. So I'm gonna come back down over here, making sure that I catch that thread in my stitch. See, it caught it, right? So I'm gonna come back over here. Oh, I went in the wrong spot. Hold on. I didn't want to go there. I actually wanted to go right here. Okay? So my bad. I picked the wrong hole. So I'm going to come back. Make sure my thread See, sometimes telling people how to do this is, okay, so now I'm going to come there. Boop, there it is. Okay, now I'm going to go across again, across the top. So this is number 2. And I'm going to come back again straight below it. Boom. So in the back here, see how it's making, how it's tucking your thread in? That's going to keep it secure in there. So you do, you know, we're going to do our 5 stitches across, and then afterwards you can trim the little excess of your thread here. Okay, so now I won't be able to get this whole thing done for you in this video, but the goal will be at some point I will have it done and I will be able to show you the finished product. So I've done 4, coming around here to 5. And now I'm going to come up and go back the other way. So I make the X, hence cross stitch. And this stuff is like this, I don't know, it's super stiff, so it's really easy to find those holes with your needle from the back. Except for when I'm trying to demonstrate how easy it is. So this is a really fun project to do with kids. It's fun to do traveling. It is great for in front of the TV. Yeah, and then there are the coolest little things to hang on your wall. Or give as a gift. So we've done 5 of that one. Now when I look at my pattern, so now we're going to look at the pattern. I'll turn it around like this so we can all see it the same way. And so I've done this row. Now there's sometimes a strategy to how, so that you can go and not have to stop and start, right? So I'm probably going to come up here and do these 2 little guys right here next. And then I'll pop down and start doing the rest of the stem of the mushroom. And then it's up to you whether you're like, okay, I'm bored of this color. Because that's what happens to me. I have a short attention span. So I'll get bored of that color, and then I'll maybe do this color, and then maybe I'll go to the next one. And then, and gradually maybe just fill this and then work out this way. Totally up to you. There's no rules when it comes to that. But what is really important is that we started in the middle. So we know this whole thing is going to fit in the hoop, because if you don't start in the middle and reference your pattern, you might get all the stitching done and run off your fabric, which would be a major bummer for all that stitching. All right, everyone. Next time you see me, well, maybe. I will try. Next time you see me, this will be done. And it'll look like this, right? In a cute little hoop. All right, everyone, have a great day. I hope that you had fun learning a little bit about cross stitch and that maybe you'll try a new craft. All right, take care.